Joe, is there anything new on McCann?
Not yet. We should know something by noon. He's seeing a doctor, and we'll go from there.
What type of a feeling is it to have only one catcher that you know can play today?
Well, I'm not so sure that will be the case at noon, so let's just wait till noon.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
As far as Teixeira is concerned, he said he tried to swing yesterday. He's only at about 50%. Him being day-to-day, how long can you continue to play with a short bench the way you are?
Well, he felt better today. He took swings today and felt better. So hopefully it's not much longer with him, and we'll just take it day by day. But when you have a guy that's day to day, once you start to get over 5, 6, really once you start to get over 7 days, then you really got to think about, do we make a move if we think it's going to be a few more days. So right now it's working, what we're doing, but we'll just wait and see.
Eric.
So when he talked to us earlier, he's described swinging yesterday as very painful. So there was a dramatic jump in terms of how much better today he feels than yesterday when he said it was very painful.
Yeah, a lot of times it's just you need a couple days. He said he felt better. I'll be interested to. I know he was in the cage when while I'm here, but the word I got was he felt better. So I'll be interested to see what he says.
Dan.
Do you have a backup plan if Brian's test does not go well? Is someone else here?
Of course.
Okay.
I'll let you know at noon.
And in terms of Wednesday, Pineda said he felt really good.
Yeah.
That things still
That's
need
something we'll have to talk about. Obviously, I haven't got a full report of what he did yesterday. Ideally, you'd like to get someone to 90 pitches, but because when you start thinking about, he's thrown 72. His next start, he could go to 90. But we'll sit down, Brian, and the people that saw him, we'll talk about it, and we'll decide what's next for him.
Andrew and Marley.
How much impact that you're playing the Orioles, would that have in your decision?
Well, I think you got to make sure the player's ready. I think that's the most important thing, not who you're playing, and that he feels that he's physically ready to compete.
Joe, would it be fair to say that you'll make the decision by tomorrow since it would be travel day? Pineda.
No, I don't know if that's necessarily the case. I mean, it could be, but I don't know if that's necessarily the case. Some of it depends on what we might need, too, in the next few days, too.
Anthony.
Got ahead of myself. When will you have Rogers again, and did what he did last night, does that have an impact on your decision?
Some of it, yeah. Obviously his throw day is tomorrow, but I would not pitch him in a game. So, I think to be realistic, the earliest that you could probably use him in a game would be Tuesday, and his day to start would be Wednesday. And you'd have to see how he felt Tuesday. So, that has something to do with it too, all this.
Roger.
Joe, just in terms of that spot in the rotation, at what point, in order for a guy to be in his regular routine leading up to it, the bullpen or the side or whatever it is, does a guy need to know if he's going to be the guy?
Well, we would have – Esmil will probably throw his bullpen no matter what tomorrow. So that, in a sense, has him on turn for Wednesday. And then you just go from there, depending on what you need. We're kind of in that state where you got to see what you need out of our bullpen, because we're in 26 out of 27 games, and our bullpen is used a lot, and sometimes plans change. Yes.
Andrew.
Just in terms of the protocol with McCann and concussions, yesterday, Stevie's the one who diagnosed him with a concussion? Or
no, the doctor did.
The doctors did, okay. And then today, is Ahmad or is someone else? Who
I think they see a neurologist.
A neurologist, okay.
Yeah.
And then what they determine decides
what we do with him,
no matter what you guys want to do.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Anybody else? Anthony.
Joe, with the cut being on Teixeira's left hand, technically, hitting wise, what because it's a top hand one place and bottom hand the other. What does it do? Which side?
I don't think it really does a whole lot either one because of where it's at. The big thing is are you comfortable swinging with it? I mean, that's the big thing. I think if he feels it, my guess is he's going to feel it on both. But you might have to ask him that. I mean, there might be a little bit more pressure right hand and maybe being closer to the knob if he's hitting that. But I don't know.
Andrew.
Joe, when I say Paul O'Neill as a Yankee, what comes to mind for you?
The first thing that comes to mind is his competitiveness for me, and the expectation that he had of himself every day and of his teammates. And then there were the fun times that we had together, the enjoyment that I had playing alongside him. Being card partners was always fun. The bridge games that we had in the back of the plane and him being my partner were always fun, but just the intensity that he brought was, I used to love to watch, and what it brought out in him and the rest of us.
By the way, we'll make Paul available after the ceremony, probably close to first pitch of the regular game, so he'll be in here. Kevin?
Joe, is there anybody on your team that's kind of like that now?
I don't know if anyone shows it as outward as he did, and I know that sometimes brought attention to him. But most competitors have that. It's just some people show it different. That's all. And is there a right way or a wrong way? I mean, he was never destructive to his team or destructive to anyone else. Is it more destructive if you snap on someone in a sense, or if you hold it inside and you don't let it? I don't know, but I'm interested to watch some of the new players we got to see what it's like. But Paul was unique, and I got to tell you, I had as much fun being his teammate as anyone I ever played with.
Brian.
Joe, when he would go after a water cooler like that, what was that like for you guys in the dugout?
I laughed.
Yeah. Did you have to try and hide that from him, or?
No, I mean, I think I really believe that most players wish they felt comfortable doing that, because it's got to be a great release. I mean, I wish I could have done that, because I held it all inside, and I'm not so sure that was a good thing. I didn't ever want to show any emotion, because that's what I was taught as a kid at home, in a sense. But I kind of wish I could have beat up some water coolers, to be honest. Thrown some helmets. I threw a helmet like twice in my career, and one time it bounced up and hit someone. So I couldn't lead myself to do it again, but obviously he knew how to do it.